Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, January 30th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol SLXN, did this in yesterday's video, talked about this bullish pattern right here. And yeah, you can see got follow through of the pattern here and then has continued to grind higher and higher. So certainly updates need to be done. I'm just going to go ahead and delete all those other lines out of there as they serve their purpose for now. And now it's really just a matter of where do you like to play? How do you like to play more so in terms of do you like to play breakouts? Do you like to play pullbacks? So let's first start with some areas of support that could be used for those of you that like pullbacks. So the ideal level of support, when you say, hey, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? That would be if the price can stay above 272, which could also serve as an entry for a pullback point. But as always, risk management matters, no guarantees. But if the price could stay above there, that would certainly make things look very, very powerful. With that being said, if the price were to fall below that level, that does not mean the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But yeah, if the price could stay above it, that would be very, very impressive. Now, from the overarching standpoint, it is all about that purple line right there, 50 period, simple moving average. Keyword definitely being moving, because I understand the price is way up here, this line's way down here, but as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher. So it's essentially like a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as long as the price stays above the trend line over extended periods of time, then the overall trend is still plenty in the bull's favor. In terms of areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate this. Just a question of where did the party finally stop today for the bulls, and that was right up there at $3.47. So $3.47, public enemy number one moving forward, but all in all, very, very impressive day. Next one here, NVDA, did this one in yesterday's top 10 video and talked about that trend line there and how you wanted to see the price stay above it because that would be illustrating progress. And yeah, unfortunately, the price did break down below here. Now on the bright side of things, at least it didn't break that line and then just plummet or anything like that. But it did break it. So as of right now, looking a little bit messy here. But again, to give credit where credit's due, it's not like the price has totally given up everything. But on that note, so let me change that to green for sports. That is why I would say moving forward, the 118.50 mark, very, very important because going back to that talking point of giving up everything, if the price were to come down here and then break down below that, what is that doing to the price? That would be putting the price essentially right back to where it was right there. Or in other words, that would imply that the price made a very nice bounce to then just go right back to where it was. Again, not exactly the sign of genuine strength. So that's why, in my opinion, 118.50, very, very important level of support moving forward. Now, in the event the price tries to work its way back upwards, yes, you still have this overarching level up here at 129.15, which you can see a couple times here has rejected the price. But before you really put any too much emphasis on that level, the price does first need to break up through that purple line there, 50 period moving average, which as I just talked about on the previous chart, moving average. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself. And this is basically a downwards trend line that's drawing itself. So overall, yeah, not the greatest day for Tesla, but it's still got a chance. So let's see if it can at least maintain above 118.50. Next one here, OCEA, and there's no need to beat around the bush. A very, very ugly looking chart. And I say that because you longer time viewers know what I'm going to say next. There can be opportunity in the ugly. So hopefully if you're a day trader, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you were buying there or buying the dip there or buying the dip there, hopefully you're using a stop loss. Because if not, then yeah, today was a train wreck. But for people that are maybe watching it and still interested in potentially a trade, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have been trading for a while, but stocks like this that get absolutely hammered down and look so ugly, there can be some very eventful tradable bounces, tradable moves. And just to show how nasty this move has been, look at this trend line right here. Look at the steepness of it, and look how the price has been respecting it. So using these two lines here, forecasted that level, forecasted that level. So you got to think a lot of people are going to be watching that trend line right there. So there are no guarantees, but my point is it valid? Is it logical to think that if the price can finally break above that level, that could create some sort of tradable move back upwards? Absolutely. Now, I'm not saying it's going to head back up to the highs or anything like that, but from a trading standpoint, and if you like to try to play these kind of, even if it's just a dead cat bounce, but some sort of, leading indicator that maybe a dead cat bounce is underway, that trend line right there could make a lot of sense. But these are also situations where you got to be very disciplined. So if you're not a disciplined trader, I mean, you shouldn't even be trading, but that's a whole nother topic. But you definitely shouldn't be trading situations like this. Next one, SGN. I like this one quite a bit as you got the big move here. It pulled back, and at these moments, it always becomes a valid question to say, uh-oh, is this some sort of just kind of gap and trap, pump and dump, one move wonder type things, whatever you want to call it? Is this thing about to, go all the way back to where it started? And again, if you have a sizable amount of experience, I'm sure you've seen situations like that where there's a big spike and then it just gives it back up. So like I said, at that point right there, certainly made sense to at least throw that out there. But as of right now, no, that does not seem to be the case, because the price has now started to go sideways very, very nicely, right around that $4.12 mark. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because the price has started to go sideways does not mean for sure guaranteed that the pullback is over, and for sure guaranteed this thing is going to head back up. My point here is it at least a plausible? Is it at least a rational thought to have? And absolutely. So sideways price movement guarantees nothing, but it does suggest that maybe, just maybe, this pullback is over and that this might want to try to turn itself back around. And on that note, key area of resistance on any sort of attempted turnaround right there around $5.30. But all in all, interesting setup. Got the sideways movement. Let's see if there's another round of upwards momentum. Next one, SXTP. Very nice pattern here, and one of these situations where you got to think a lot of people are watching the same general area. I'm not going to say the same exact level, but right up around here, you got to think that around the $13 mark, because you have quite a bit of areas of resistance right there. So you have this area of resistance, and then just there's not an exact trend line, but broadly speaking, it's clear that the price is working its way upwards. So you have this nice little wedge pattern. And if I say that the price started here and went all the way up here, then to make it a little bit more visual, put a golf hole down here, you could call this very realistically a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards. But again, is it valid? Is it rational to think if the price were to come up to this general area and get the push up through there, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? Absolutely. Even if you just want to call that a self-fulfilling prophecy, I don't care why as a trader. I just care what actually might happen. So keep an eye on this dynamic right there. But yeah, if you like this price range right around $1, you like bull pennant patterns, then definitely this one fits the bill. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description area, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage there to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one here, ticker symbol PLUG, and we have one of my favorite patterns here forming on it. So let's get this drawn into play. We have the bottom part of the pattern right there. So green for support. Why did that not change to green? There we go. And then we have the top part of the pattern up here. And we have ourselves a falling wedge pattern. I don't know. Let's give it a little bit more. There we go. I think that's, you can draw it however you want. Maybe you disagree with how I just changed that trend line. But like I said, everybody's going to have a little bit of a different eyeball for things. I think that trend line makes a little bit more sense. But once again, going back, just because something's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to head upwards. But I do want to throw out kind of a one warning. I don't know if that's the right word, but if the price were to come up here and break through there, don't get me wrong, that is a good thing. I just want to get too excited because not that far away, you have that purple line right there, which does have a history right here of presenting problems. With that being said, if the price can clear through the breakout of the pattern and then get up through the purple line there, that still doesn't guarantee anything, but that would make it a very interesting situation and suggest that there's a lot of bullish momentum and there could be a whole lot of more upside move to come. So it's really as straightforward as that. If you like this price range, if you like falling wedge patterns, here you go. Next one here, TLRY, and same idea here. I know this is a pretty popular stock, or at least it used to be pretty popular. I don't know if it still is, but we have our area of support right there. Honestly, just from the naked eyeball test, I thought that trend line was going to look a little different. You can't. And I don't want to force the square peg through a round hole. Yeah, no, I got to take a step back. I was planning on talking about a falling wedge, but in all actuality, this just looks like a straight up downtrending channel right now. Maybe you disagree. Maybe say, no, Clay, I think you could make a falling wedge out of it. More power to you. But yeah, just for honesty's sake, I misread that one. Naked eyeball test, I thought, okay, that trend line is going to create more of a downwards angle, but it just doesn't. So I guess a little bit of a change of plans here in terms of the analysis. But yeah, TLRY has just got this downwards channel here. And there still can be money that are made in channels. But as of right now, yeah, the bears are in full control. Totally a downwards channel. So key area of resistance there, key area of support right there. And we'll see if the bears just continue to press this down. Next one, RGTI, and a very, very nasty, cruel move, and welcome to the life of sometimes being a breakout trader. But you can see this. Now, I take that step back. If you're a scalper, if you're very aggressive with the profits, then this breakout here was fantastic. I mean, you got the breakout. The price went all the way up there. For a very aggressive scalper-type breakout trader, plenty of room right there, so congratulations to you. But if you're a breakout trader and you want to see those bigger moves, you want to see momentum start to pour in, then yeah, you were very much so disappointed as it did break through that level, but then eventually just rolled itself back over and down it went. Now, from the overarching pattern perspective, everything is still fine. The price is still up above that lower trend line right there. In fact, the price hasn't even tested it. And yeah, unfortunately, that is still going to be considered an area of resistance moving forward. So it's all about perspective. Day traders, flippers, scalpers that bought right there and wanted to buy and sell within 3 seconds, yeah, from them, not very good. For the momentum traders that wanted the bigger breakout, not so good. For the people, like I said, aggressive breakout traders, yeah, that right there, plenty of opportunity. And then for the pullback players, it got close to potentially, you know, if you want to play the bottom part of the trend line there, but didn't quite hit that. But that is just my long way of saying that a pretty dramatic day, but when the dust has settled, the price is still simply stuck between this channel, which I've already mapped out before. So it's still just a question of who is ultimately going to break out of the pattern. Next one, AMD, and this one's been doing very well. Did this a couple days ago, talked about that trend line right there, and you can see when the price did break above it, not the cleanest of breaks, but it has signaled that, okay, the price is continuing to make its way upwards. So now we've got to flip things around a little bit. Let's just get rid of that area. Because really, you got to acknowledge, yeah, this has been a nice upwards move, but how nice of it, or maybe more specifically, how healthy of a move is it? That's where we want to just get an overall trend line in play here. Oops. There we go. So that's going to be a very, very important trend line moving forward, because think about it. The price could do something like this. I'm not saying it will, but the price could come down here, explode, come down here, explode, come down here, explode. And within all of that drama, what you still have? Well, you'd still have higher lows being put into place. So assuming you're caring about the long-term health, the overall health of the bulls, then the quickest way to, and I think the most accurate way to measure that is just continue to watch that trend line there. And as long as the price stays above that line, as the line itself moves higher and higher, well then by default the price itself is going to need to go higher and higher. And then as far as areas of resistance are concerned, keep a close eye now on that pink line up there, the 200 period moving average valued at slightly above the 120 mark. But in my opinion, at least, the most important dynamic right now is not necessarily breaking areas of resistance, but rather just maintaining above these areas of support. So nice movement here past couple of days from AMD. We'll see if the price can continue to build those higher lows. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and yet not a good day. I mean a little bit more to those that watched yesterday's video, but I mapped out that level right there. And it came down, and not totally shocking. I mean, this was essentially just a big bear flag, going into today, which still didn't guarantee that Tesla would come down. But to see the bear flag get continuation from a technical standpoint, there's nothing really shocking at all here. But nonetheless, let's get some new levels mapped out. And I think now I'm a little self-conscious in terms of my my eyeball test, but I believe we do have a falling wedge. So there's an area of support. And there is the area of resistance. And yes, in fact, I could move that up just a little bit more if I really wanted to. So there you go. We do indeed have a falling wedge. And I like patterns, especially on stocks like Tesla, because it's such a popular stock. And when you have very, very popular stocks with pretty well-defined patterns on them, as I mentioned earlier, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So still nothing is guaranteed, but you got to think a lot of people are watching this, and whether you're thinking it could bounce from that area or you want to try to play some sort of breakout, or maybe you want to short the bottom or what have you. I mean, there's several ways you could approach this falling wedge pattern, but the common denominator is it is a falling wedge pattern. So overall, interesting action here, and we'll see if the price can indeed get the bullish breakout of the pattern. So that wraps up the top 10 list here. Again, if you like what you saw and you want to learn more, then definitely go get signed up for the free class. It'll be very soon, Thursday, January 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. And as far as the top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these and if you would like for me to continue to make these, a super easy and free way to support the channel is just to hit that subscribe button. It really does help out. It goes a long way. So yeah, if you've been enjoying, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help out. So thanks for watching. Make sure you get signed up for that free class. And everybody, have a good one.